Something I hear a ton at the shop from clients is after a shot they've hit, they go, I feel like I really hung back on that. I feel like I didn't get to my forward side. I'm hanging back today. And that might produce at times a push or a pull or a hook or whatever based on that person's face angle. Now, a lot of instruction has gone way too far. I had people coming in here telling me that someone told them to stay on their lead side the whole swing. Nightmare. I had people that came in with, let's just say, other priorities first, where they were said, hey, the first thing you need to do is get way over on top of this side, and they're chopping 10 degrees down. So properly diagnose what your issue is first. If you're hanging back because the face is open and you need time to flip, work on the face first. But if you do find that you have a reasonable release pattern, reasonable swing plane, but you often find yourself at the end of the swing feeling like you haven't really transferred to your forward side, you haven't really pushed towards the target. If you look on video, which I'm going to show you is my tendency, and through impact, you're very square. Your feet are very flat, and the club is sort of left to be timed by your hands. It's hanging back, but it's also people that have trouble getting even remotely open to the target with their lower body and upper body at impact. So let me hit you a standard shot with my current pattern. So at times, yes, I will do an okay job timing it, but at times I'll hit a shot like that that's a fade, which is not really my shot. Then at times I'll kind of pull draw one, and it's hard for me to control the face because ultimately at impact I kind of look like this, and I just have to hopefully do a good job with my hands. In the downswing, by the time I get to impact, you know, there are good players on tour that do leave a back foot flat yet have open hips. I'm not that guy. You probably aren't that guy either. My hips are very, very square. This foot is very, very flat. My chest is kind of facing the ball. It's really up to these hands right here to time that face appropriately. And it just doesn't happen as consistently as I like. You can see my arms go well through and then the back foot comes up. Other people might say, hey, this guy's not open enough at impact. And they are kind of at times a similar and complementary issue that we can solve. Now, part of this drill I learned from Drew Cooper, who you would have seen visit the studio. We did a really good video about how he swings so fast with so much efficiency. The second part of this drill comes from Ian Meller, who you've seen in a couple of recent videos with the 3D system. I've kind of combined the two. The feel that I've been working on is up to the top of my backswing. I'm initiating the downswing by turning my trail foot, so essentially pivoting it on the ball of the foot towards, get my toes to face the flag as quickly as possible. If you want to think of it as the trail knee, facing the lead knee, that's the first feel. So I use that as my initiation to the downswing, but then I'm not done. I don't just hit it from there. I also then push myself up and forward into the screen. For me, because I don't really have this motion naturally, I know my lead leg tends to stay a little bit soft. So as I develop this, my lead leg is going to have to start to learn to brace itself, push back in the other direction. Let me hit one for you, and let's see how well we can see it on the cameras. So it obviously felt like a good shot. That doesn't prove anything. Let's go have a look at the camera, see how different the motion looks. Now, in my mind, that left foot for me, my trail foot, is moving a lot right now. You can see it hasn't even really actually started. Maybe now it's thinking about it. Barely. It's barely moving. And I thought I twisted that towards the target. I thought I pushed up. I thought I pushed forward into the screen. A slightly different looking result. Let's say my standard one here, my first attempt here. I think we'll see more from down the line than from face on, but you will notice the chest and head on the right are staying, or are actually moving more up and through the shot, whereas on the left I'm kind of staying staring at the ball kind of thing, flipping through it. So at impact, what I'm noticing, it's one attempt, I got work to do. This foot is at least getting a little bit starting to rotate. You got a little bit more of the trail butt cheek there visible. So what I love about having the cameras here, and I found in the last couple of years, it's like absolutely crucial to helping someone make a real swing change and learn, is that what felt to me like a 10 out of 10 effort resulted in a 1 out of 10 difference. Frees me up on the next one to really push myself in transition, twist this, get that really moving towards the target. Don't be afraid then to push up and forward towards the screen. Felt like a pretty good shot. Nice and straight. So the knees are squaring up a little bit sooner, which would indicate the hips are unwinding a little bit sooner. That's a good sign. That back foot may be moving a little bit earlier this time. Lead leg starting to extend a little bit sooner. That's nice. Push up and through in the follow through towards the target. If you want to produce a change in your golf swing and you don't want it to take 10 years, you don't want to be spinning your wheels at the same level, I recommend to people exaggerate this to the millionth degree. Who cares if it's a good shot? I would rather go look at the camera on this and see a really different rotation and call it like weight transfer motion, and I skull the shit out of it and I barely even get the ball in the air. I prefer that. So that's an interesting one. I would say from the way my hands felt, I thought I was going to hit a huge block. Now, it's not a perfect shot by any means. I did kind of leak the face a little bit open, but we're talking about a shot that's within 25 feet there. So for me, getting a little more open, hanging back a little bit less, in my case, should lead to more consistent face control. That actually felt like a really good attempt there. Really good attempt. So a couple things. If you've been watching my videos lately, I've told people I have some wrist pain. I feel like that in transition doesn't involve my wrists. I don't feel my wrists cranking. I feel my lower body moving, unwinding, pushing towards the target. I think that was my best effort that we'll see on the camera. Let's go have a look. Felt like I got that foot moving a little better into impact. Okay, now we can sort of see that. Definitely more open coming into impact. The chest is facing more towards the target. The hips are facing more towards the target. It's going to take time, but that's a little bit more of the post up, release, and push through that I'm looking for. So that one I actually felt like I made a really good effort. Again, I don't care that I hit that in the heel and low. That's not that big of a deal. That is not my priority. That one too. Hitting them a little bit thin. That actually I don't mind. Because I've been sort of dragging the club and sort of hanging on. So with this motion, a lot of this hang back motion, a lot of people will find they can be excess loft kind of guys or chunking it. So some people like me have developed the habit of holding on to the wrist. And if anything, lately I've actually been hitting it high in the face. So when I look at an iron miss, technically just a little bit fat. And on a driver, high in the face, meaning very low spin, a problem I've had for a very long time. It really feels good. Really feels good. A good indicator for me is, I make videos. Obviously, I don't play golf for a living, so you can imagine not that often can I just hit ball after ball and not have to go back, especially testing clubs, and like edit shots out. Because sometimes I make a crap swing. My swing is a little bit timing based, and I'll have to go edit some out and go, okay, that wasn't worth it. The club's not at fault there. It was me. It takes me longer. I don't usually have the ability to kind of hit 8 balls in a row and go, wow, those actually all felt pretty good. They'd all be on a green around 190. That's the type of thing at a starting point for me that I'd be very encouraged by. The look of it on camera, looks aren't everything, but in terms of actually producing change is important. The ball flight is a bonus. Okay, one more. 200% effort. For all the people who have actually been to the studio that I keep telling them to do it more and more, this is payback time. I'm going to do it to myself. Felt really good. Felt really, really good. If you find you're very square at impact, you have the hang back, you don't think you can get angle of attack in an efficient, non-artificial way, have a look at what your trail foot does. It doesn't need to stay super flat. We don't want to just pick it up and move the pressure to the toes. We do want to rotate it towards the target, and we do want to push off of it, up and forward. And of course, as you get that motion down, eventually we want to learn to brace and push back with the forward leg, but one step at a time.